Here today, I am live. I'm coming to you. Told y'all, here I am. I'm John Brown. This is John Brown, the podcast. We come to you Monday through Friday from 10 a.m. until this thing is over. We have got topics, we have got takes, and I've got a lot to say. But before I get to anything that I have to say, I have to always start the show by saying if you want to be a part of the show, head over to the John Brown podcast at gmail.com. That will get you either on this show or something read in long form that you may want to share with me on this show. But if you don't want to do that, you can always do the easy thing. Hop in the comment section. Like Raiders versus everybody. What up, bruh? You know I'm about to do the thing. Somebody named, I don't even know what's going on, but in Twitch, because the show is now streamed on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, 2X accounts, and Kick, because I'm trying to reach as many people as I possibly can with the show so we can continue to march to 300 as the show continues to grow. So with that being said, let me say another couple things. On today's show, we're going to talk about the World Cup, which was unbelievable yesterday. I'm going to get into details as to why I thought it was so amazing. I'm going to talk about the San Francisco Giants and why they made a nothing burger into an even worse nothing burger. And then I'm going to talk about LeBron James. So LeBron James is a fixture in the offseason in the NBA, no matter whether his contract is up or not. But this particular time, LeBron's decision may come down to what actually LeBron wants to do. Nobody ever talks about what LeBron wants to do. I'm going to try to do that. I'm going to try to give LeBron the opportunity of seeing it his way, but we're going to do that later. Before we start, look, man, what up, B. Thompson? What up, Biggie? I normally start the show talking about the Padres. I usually put a little tidbit here or there about the Padres. Man, that ain't nothing to cover. That ain't nothing to cover. So today, I'm gonna give y'all a little bit on what I saw. I gotta tell you, man, Manny looks lost, and I wish I could show y'all the video without the stream being copyrighted and not be able to be used in the future. Manny Machado had an at bat yesterday where he tried to challenge, but he took too long to try to challenge, so then he couldn't challenge. He also had another at bat in this Cardinals series where he thought he had earned a walk, and was surprised that he was struck out. This is getting ugly. They play early today. They got a travel game today, so I hope that they're able to get in and get a win and get out of there. But as good as they looked against Baltimore, man, they look way, way worse. Way worse. What up, Tito? They look way worse against St. Louis. And St. Louis isn't some juggernaut, man. This team this year has been so up and down and so disappointing on so many levels. I saw the early results for All-Star voting. They're not even close. But why would they be? Why would they be? Right now, Tatis is their best player, and I think he's like 17th in All-Star voting. Like, he's barely in the top 20. So they're in a real rough patch right now, man. And it's not like a week rough patch. This thing is spanning on a month. They have pretty much been bad for a calendar month. And I don't know where you're gonna go. I don't know what you're gonna do. But what I do know is they got to find a way out of it. They really do have to find a way out of it. And until there's really something to talk about, which y'all want me to do, come on the show and bash Manny every day? Yeah, it's not like he's hurt. It's not like he's tired. Bro ain't performing. I don't want to. Yeah, Graham, we suck again. I don't. Shout out to Graham. Yeah, we suck again to cut right to the chin, to cut right to it. Yeah, man, looks like it. Looks like it. This time you suck with a payroll that's astronomical. Then now you suck with a top 10 payroll, and that's not supposed to happen. When you suck with a bunch of tryhards, that's easier to swallow. The Padres, Kevin Acee had a tweet. Let me see if I can find this tweet by Kevin Acee. Kevin Acee had a tweet that. Give me a second. I'm trying to track down the tweet because I reposted this because I thought this was important for me to talk about on the show. Kevin Acee said Padres have surpassed 3 million ticket sales for 2026. It's June. The Padres have sold more than 3 million tickets. It's June. This will be their fourth consecutive season attendance exceeding 3 million. Only other time they did so previously was 2024, first year in Petco Park. Teams to draw 3 million each year since 2023 are the Dodgers, the Phillies, the Yankees, and the Padres. You have got to give yourself a pat on the back if you're a Padre fan. You cannot say that the Padre fan base has not invested in this organization. They haven't invested in these players. They haven't invested in the ballpark, the surrounding areas, the local businesses. And this is what's so discouraging about what's happening. This city is 1,000% behind the San Diego Padres organization. Are the fans frustrated with the play on the field? Absolutely. That has not stopped them from buying tickets. There are 4 teams on that list. There are 4 teams on this list. The Dodgers, the Phillies, the Yankees, and the Padres sold 3 million tickets every year since 2023. That's Los Angeles, which is a larger market, Philadelphia, which is a larger market, and that's New York, which I don't need to explain to you the size of the market in New York City. And that's not even, the ticket prices have been going up year after year after year. This is, when I tell y'all I need stories. I need stories to talk about. I need something positive to happen because coming here and shitting on them every day does not appeal to me. It just doesn't. That's not fun for me. I try to cover what happens. I try to cover the things that I see on this show. Having them sucks. That's just the truth. And right now they suck, man. I know some people in places can't say that. They suck right now. And if you're a fan and you're pumping $3 million, I'm sorry, you've sold 3 million tickets, something that they only do in New York, Los Angeles, and Philadelphia, major sports cities. San Diego's a lot of things. This city never gets the tag as a major sports city. You've sold as many tickets as those places. There's a ton of stuff to do in New York. There's a ton of stuff to do in LA. There's a ton of things to do in Philadelphia. I'm talking about from a sports perspective. There are a lot of places to spend your dollar. There's a lot of things you could be doing other than going to a Yankees game or a Phillies game or a Dodgers game in those respective cities. 3 million plus. So that tweet by Kevin Acee is a salute to the fan base. That is you are the real MVP. For you to be in that class, that means your payroll should be in that class. It doesn't guarantee you win. Obviously, look at what we're doing. But your payroll should be in that class if your attendance is in that class. Respect the fans. Respect the people who turn the turnstiles, who get them tickets scanned coming in. Respect that, man. Be better. And I'm not, and again, this is why I don't want to talk about them struggling every single day. Because then this turns into a situation that's oh, you don't think they're trying? Yeah, I think they're trying. But do you get paid to figure it out? They got people around you. They pay people to help you figure out what's wrong. It's just a disaster, man. It's just a disaster. And it wasn't like you had high hopes. It really wasn't like you had high hopes. You thought that the team would be competitive. They started the year off in that way. They faded. They're still around somewhere in the wild card. I think they're a game ahead of the Cubs, who are pathetic. And there's some other people who started great and then they came back down to earth. And the Padres are in that. So because of the wild card situation, you still got time. Because of the wild card situation, you still have an opportunity to be a part of the postseason. And that's really what you asked for because of the division that you're in, because of the money that the Dodgers have spent, because the players that they have. All the fan base has asked out of the Padres is to be a playoff contention team. That's all the fans are asking for. When they punch their ticket to come watch you play in Petco, the best ballpark in probably in sports, minus tradition, all they want to see is you play hard. All they want to see is you get wins. Can't even do that. Can't even do that. I saw that tweet from AC, man, and I literally went, oh, my God, that's awesome for the fans. That's a great award for the fan base here in San Diego. I don't know what it gets you. All that shows is that you are willing to support whoever plays here. You are willing to put your money down on the table and hit the turnstile in support of your local team. So the idea of people saying this isn't a sports town, there's your proof. That's black and white. Y'all like analytics, right? There's your numbers right there. This ain't about showing up. This is about showing out. Period. End of story. More than 3 million tickets sold in June. Since 2026, they're one of 4 teams to do that. This is not about the fans showing up. This is about the players not showing out. There has to be some accountability for that. There has to. And again, they got time. They got time. I think it was one of the things Yogi Berra said, it's getting late early. It's getting late early for the San Diego Padres, man. So I didn't prepare any of that. I just saw that AC tweet, and I wanted to make sure I got to it. But that's just not what I'm talking about on the show today, man. If you're new to the show, I'm John Browner. This is the John Browner Podcast. I come every day, Monday through Friday, from 10 a.m. to whenever it's over. The show is also seen on the Sporting Tribune's X page. Shout out to all my people over at the Sporting Tribune for bringing your boy on and rowing in the same direction, man. Working on some things with them to blow that thing up and make it better than what it is. You should always try to make the business better than what it was before you got there. It was already great, and I'm honored to be adding to what they're doing over there and what we're doing over there. So come over there and check us out at the Sporting Tribune. Let's get to what I intended to talk about today. Yesterday, as a non-soccer guy, again, I have no problem admitting this. I am not a soccer guy. I am a sports guy. I want to be entertained. Entertain me. I'm very easy as a fan. Entertain me. I'm a spectator. Make me stay. Yesterday, what we saw in group play, I never turned the channel to watch Norway, who I had no idea. I don't know anything about Norway. I don't know anything about Norwegians other than the cruise line. Okay? The only thing I know about Norway is the Viking cruise line. That's it. That's all I know. Them boys can play some soccer. I don't know who their main player was. This guy seemed like they grew him in the lab. Grew him in a soccer lab. He was bigger than everybody else, and he was scoring. Put 2 in yesterday. And then also, I knew who Kylian Mbappe was. I was watching France. I think it was Nigeria who they played. I'm not 100% sure, but I was watching France play, and I was like, what's the big deal about this? I knew Mbappe was good because, certain guys I know going into this. Second half, he came out and showed why France is the favorite to win this tournament. Mbappe was awesome yesterday, only to be outdone by Lionel Messi. Again, not a soccer guy. I know awesome when I see it. This is the thing that I always tell people about sports. You don't need to know the ins and outs. You don't need to be a diehard for when you know you're seeing something special in a sport. You don't need to know basketball to see Wemby. You don't need to know football to watch Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson. You don't need to know the ins and outs of the sport to see certain guys get out there and go, oh, that's different. Oh, wait a minute now. Hold on, look at this. Messi was awesome yesterday, man. Utterly awesome. To score 3 goals in the way he scored the goals. I don't know what they call that little box in front of the net. I don't know what that's called. I'm in the net box. I don't know. Again, I'm just watching. These dudes yesterday are scoring outside that box. I like that. I liken that to threes, just from way out. Bang, bang. It's impressive, man. It's impressive. To not be a soccer guy and to be sitting here watching guys play a sport that I don't know any of their names. I didn't sit down at my television to watch Messi. I didn't sit down at my television to watch Mbappe. I didn't sit down at my television to watch whatever this guy's name was from Norway. But I didn't turn it off because of them. And that's what you want as a sport. If you're FIFA, if you're the World Cup, that's what you want. I didn't turn the game on for a certain particular player, but I didn't turn it off because of them. My television was on so long on this channel, the TV asked me, are you still watching? I got the Netflix and chill. I got the Netflix and chill question. Are you still watching? You ever watch Netflix that long? The Netflix go, hey, man, you still watching this? Or are you busy? Are you still here? YouTube TV asked me yesterday, are you still here? Yes, take this off the screen. Get this out of the way. So, yeah. Yesterday was glorious, man. For a person who is not knee deep in the technical and knowing names and being able to know what country is which, I got to tell you, man, because if we played the game, what country is this, by the flags and the letters, boy, I'd be wrong. I'd be wrong. I'd probably be 1 out of 5, 1 out of 10, depending on how many times we went. But I know I enjoyed what I saw yesterday. And I'm back today, I tell you that much. I don't know who's playing today. Let me look. Let me see. I don't know who's playing, but I know I'm watching. I can tell you that. Portugal against, what is this? This is the 23rd minute. Portugal's playing the Congo. That's already happening, so I can't watch that because I'm doing this. England and Croatia, I know those two. Ghana, I think that's Ghana and Panama. And then something that UZB, I don't even know what that is. And Colombia. Portugal is the country. Who does Ronaldo play for? So yeah, man, I can't wait to get today underway. Today's gonna be great, man. I can't wait. This has been such a relief. Watching the World Cup has been such a palate cleanser for the Padres, man. If you're a Padre fan, or if you're a fan of a bad baseball team right now, man, this is such a good distraction. The World Cup has been such a great distraction for Manny Machado being confused at the plate. It really is. It really is, man. It really is. Have y'all seen Jake Cronenworth? Is it time to get the milk carton out? I mean, eh, what a beautiful way for these people to showcase their game. What a beautiful way for these players to showcase their game, man. I'm enthused. I'm fired up to watch a bunch of people play who have no idea who they are. And that's so hard in sports. That's so difficult in sports. To get somebody to watch you who has no idea who you are. Kind of like podcasting. It's very hard to get folks who have no idea who you are to watch you. That's why I appreciate and I respect everybody that comes and enjoys this show with me every day, all the time. I 100% appreciate y'all. And if you're new to the show, please do me a favor and subscribe to the podcast. I'd really appreciate it if you're on YouTube. Like and subscribe. If you're on X, hit me with a retweet, hit me with a follow. But yeah, man, this has been an unbelievable performance yesterday in group play by the World Cup. This thing is, and now it's easier for people to make the elimination round. So now you're going to get more games. I think like this, because sometimes when you're watching something so great, you ask, "Is this guy great or are these guys bad?" Because I don't know the difference. I don't know the difference, but I know I was entertained, and that's all you really ask for in this particular situation. So there's. Now, here's another baseball story. Here's another baseball story. I don't know if Biggie wants to hear this, but I'm interested, and I'm very, very interested. And I want as much feedback on this story as I possibly can get from the chat pack. Those are the people who listen to the show and who come into the chat and talk, and I appreciate and love all y'all. Shout out Excuseless Runner. Shout out Biggie. Shout out Crystal Davis. Shout out Raiders versus everyone. Shout out Graham. We suck again. That's my favorite comment of the day. Shout out to B. Thompson. Shout out to whoever you are on Twitch. Those are just some of the people watching the show today that have chimed in. So this story is it's interesting. So the San Francisco Giants Pride Night had a controversy that centered around 4 pitchers who protested the team's specialized rainbow hats during a game against the Cubs. Pitcher Landon Roop, JT Brubaker, and Ryan Walker wrote Bible messages, Genesis 9, 12 through 16 to be exact on their caps. And a guy named Sam Hedges, who was the starter, just wore a regular hat. So if you don't know, Pride Month is a week, whichever one it is. I think it's week. Because I think there's a parade here locally in San Diego this weekend. So this is a very interesting story. I don't think this is controversial. I think this is a good conversation piece for people in this country when it comes to other people getting a day or a week to celebrate who and what they are in a country where you get to celebrate who and what you are all the time. I think that these guys who put the Bible verse on their hats made this a story when it didn't have to be a story. You made your religion the story when it didn't have to be. Because as a country, there are 2 things that you never talk about publicly because it's a lose-lose. You don't talk about politics because you will alienate 50% of people. You don't talk about religion because you're going to alienate almost everybody. In this country, you're allowed to worship whomever you choose to worship. Whether it be Christ, Muhammad, Buddha, John Smith representing the Mormons, whatever you follow, because the whole point of this exercise as a country is to show that we can all get along and be better as a group than as an individual. There is no, and it's in the Constitution. This country is not based in a religious ideology. A lot of people like to say it's a Christian nation. There are more Christians here. There are also a ton of Catholics here. So this idea that these guys made themselves the story and put their religion in this story is it's not doing it's not helping their cause. Just don't wear the hat. Like I just don't wear the hat. One of the things that you hear all the time is that people say, particularly religious people say, they don't want the gay agenda pushed on them. They don't want the gay agenda thrown in their face. Don't wear the hat. If you would have done what the starter did and just not wear the hat, this wouldn't be a story. This wouldn't be the story. This wouldn't be a story. This is similar to the Dodgers pitcher who put Charlie Kirk on his hat. Why couldn't you have written that inside the hat? I would hope that these guys write these verses or some type of biblical verse on the inside of their hat to represent their religion before they go out. Biggie, Biggie says, Giants fans pray all the time. They pray the manager doesn't bring these dudes in the game. That's funny. That's good. I like that. No, you can worship whatever you want. But if your organization and your team wants to also appreciate other parts of the fan base, why would you show disrespect to that? Why would you use your religion as a shield to show disrespect to an entire population of people that your organization is trying to celebrate? The whole point of this country is that or sport, and let me talk about this from a sporting perspective, and tell me if I'm wrong. The whole point of sports in this country, which I honestly believe is the great unifier. Sometimes, unfortunately, most of the time, it's tragedy for people to huddle around each other and go, "This is not cool. We need to be better." But more oftentimes than not, on a everyday basis, sports in this country does that for us, unlike anything else we offer in this country. You can be gay, straight, trans, smart, dumb, a dropout, valedictorian, tall, skinny, black, white, Asian, Filipino. You can be whatever and put that Padre hat on, and you in a group. You can be whatever race or nationality or religion you want to be. You can be whatever sex. You can be whatever gender. You can identify however you want to identify. You put that Giants hat on, you're a group. You're a Giants fan. That's the beauty in sports, man. It really is. And so if the Giants were to put out a hat that was celebrating Juneteenth, would these guys be against that? Like whenever you as an individual player call attention to your own personal cause that flies in the face of what the team is trying to honor, this seems like a me moment. So are these guys, these two guys in particular who wrote it on their hats right on the front, are these two guys trying to tell you they don't want gay Giants fans? Or they don't want trans Giants fans? They don't want non-Christian Giants fans? Is it because San Francisco's got a massive Asian population? So are these two players trying to tell you that they only want Christian fans? Because what you do in this situation, you didn't bring politics into it, because now Josh Hawley, that turd, is now talking about he's going to send a note to Major League Baseball to say why these guys were penalized. Baseball said they violated the uniform code because they always have a reason to punish you. They violated they violated the uniform code by writing anything or something on the hat not allowed by Major League Baseball. If you want to be And that's a great point, Biggie. In San Francisco, if you want to be homophobic and think you're going to keep running out of that dugout, buddy, I got another thing coming for you. You better talk them into trading you to Texas. You better talk them into trading you to somewhere else, buddy. Because you being against gay pride in San Francisco is wild. You two fellas, because again, the guy who just wore a different hat, no one would have known. If you would have run out of that bullpen in a regular Giants hat, nobody would have known. This would not have been a story. But you two bozos turned this into something it did not have to be. You are allowed to worship whomever you want in this country. But when you play for the San Francisco Giants and they do a Pride Night hat, but it has to sell hats. Well, it ain't about you. That's to sell hats, man. What, you want a Jesus hat too? Like, again, and this is in no disrespect to any person's religion at all in any way. And these guys were free to do this. I'm pretty sure people in the Giants organization or people in the bullpen knew how these guys felt. And when they did this on the hat, I'm pretty sure this wasn't a secret. This is one of those things where the organization goes, okay, but that's on you. Whatever happens after this, it's on you. We're not going to stop you from doing it. We're not going to tell the manager not to put you in. But if you want to do that on your hat, we're not going to stop you. Just like we want to respect the rights and be inclusive with our fan base, and we welcome all. We paying y'all, so go ahead. But man, not a good look. Not a good look. So that's on that story, man. That's on that story. I don't. Sometimes it's best to just keep your beliefs to yourself. There's a time and a place for everything. Trust me, I know about time and place. It's a time and a place for everything, man. And there was a time and a place for this, and this really wasn't the time, and this really wasn't the place for them to address that. They could have done that in the post game. They could have done that as the media. One more from Biggie. So these guys want to be homophobic and say, and keep it. Yeah, man. Congratulations. You played yourself. Another one. MM Forever wants to revisit our Padres talk. Why can't Padres grow a spine and lower Manny in the order? Who has he got? No, but he's paid highly on this roster. Put him at the bottom of the order for what? The guys in front of him aren't getting hits. This argument about putting Manny lower in the order to do what? The bottom of the order is where the hits come from most of the time. If you were going to tell me that Tatis was batting 320, Merrill's batting 290, these guys are constantly on base, and then Manny's on third, just killing the runs, killing the momentum, then yeah, you can move him down. I think they would move him down. But because nothing is happening in front of him, they're just hoping he can work out of this, whatever this is in the position that he's in. But I don't think they're going to do it. He knows they're not going to do it. Last but not least, let's get to this story. So it has now come out today that LeBron James is now in contract talks with the Los Angeles Lakers. And this leads me to ask the question. This leads me to ask the question. What does LeBron James want to do? LeBron James is arguably if not the greatest player ever, the second or third greatest player ever. I think it's Jordan, Kareem, and then it's LeBron. But LeBron James has the opportunity to become the greatest player ever. I've said the same thing. I will continue to say this. If LeBron gets a fifth title, for me, that would make him the greatest player ever, in my opinion. He has all the statistical accolades. He's represented the game in a way that few players that have ever played this game have. And so for me, I add all those things up with 5 championships, where Kareem's got 5. I think Magic's got 5. I think the list of guys who have 5 championships and what is considered since the NBA was modernized, it's a short list. It's a very short list. And if he were to add his name to that list with all the statistics he's got, I think the conversation would be over, because he'd have one less title than Jordan, but he'd have almost every statistical important accolade. His name's at the top. If LeBron James is going to finish his career first in points, top 5 in assists, top 5 in rebounds, I don't think he's top 5 but you get what I'm going. You get where I'm going here. He's got the most wins, like all the positive statistics. LeBron's top 5 in them. He's also first in turnovers and losses. I think not losses, but he's first in another category which is in the bad. But he's played 20,000 years. It feels like. So let's get down to, what does he want? Does LeBron want to be known as the greatest player ever? Then I think he wants another championship. So the question becomes, from Totica Mexica. I never know how to pronounce that, but that's all I got. For the record, just for the record, not arguing, just asking. I think he means the liar over Kobe. Who is a better player, Kobe or LeBron? Me personally, if you're asking me who I would rather have Kobe Bryant, because I felt Kobe Bryant's way of playing was more towards my liking. I like a guy who wants the last shot. I want a guy who wants to be the alpha. I want the guy who will challenge whoever is in the opposing jersey. Period. I like my guys cut like Jordan. I like my guys cut like Kobe. I've enjoyed LeBron's career. Full stop. I've enjoyed LeBron's career. I've had a seat from the first game he played in Sacramento to whenever the last game will be. And I've been happy to watch it. The outside stuff and the heels and leaving Cleveland and the decision and then going to Miami, not 1, not 2, not 3, not 4. Then leaving there and going back to Cleveland. And Cleveland, we did it for you. And then the bubble championship. I have followed all of it. It has been highly entertaining. LeBron James has been a great role model for children, for young men, whether it be on the court as a player, whether it be business-minded off the court. LeBron is the LeBron's the A standard for what you want a superstar in your league to represent. He's never been arrested off the field. I mean, that FBI thing, we'll talk about that at another time. He's always seemed to put the game first. He competes at a high level, and when he's on the court, he plays as hard as he can. And even at 41, you can see he ain't really got much left on the defensive end, but he'll give you a play or two here or there. But I preferred Kobe Bryant. I preferred watching Kobe Bryant. That's just my opinion. But what does LeBron want is the question. Because the Lakers are not going to be better than the Spurs next year. That's not in the cards. That is in no cards anywhere at all. They're not going to be better than Oklahoma City. That's just not in the cards anywhere at all. It's not going to happen. So if you're LeBron James, what do you want out of this last contract with the Lakers? Are you looking for money, or are you looking to help them get to a better place so that you can find yourself competing for another NBA championship? Because there are places where he can go and compete for another NBA championship. But financially, it's going to be less. And if you're going to take less somewhere else, why not explore taking less where you're at? LeBron James has taken advantage of everything he's been given in Los Angeles. All these opportunities to be producing movies or to be starting business, to be doing commercials. LeBron James has taken full advantage, him and his people have taken full advantage of what his possibilities are in Los Angeles. Those business connections are made. Going and playing somewhere else for a year or two is not going to hurt the business of LeBron. It's not going to hurt the post-career business of LeBron James, who has publicly said he has made it very clear that he would like to be a large portion of the ownership in the Las Vegas team whenever that gets signed off on. He's got the money. It's going to take about $6 to $7 billion to do that, but he knows the right people. He can connect the right dots, man. He know the plug. He can get a group together to get $8-9 billion. I think it'll probably take $6 billion to get the team, but nonetheless, I think LeBron can put together the group to get that. But what does he want? What does LeBron want at the end of his career? Because I think LeBron James wants another championship. He'll never. He'll say that from a competitive standpoint, because if he's going to play, he wants to play to win. He just doesn't want to be out there. But I think LeBron James, if you asked him with a glass of wine in him, a bottle of wine in his size, a bottle of wine in him, I'm sure he'll tell you, yeah, I want another one. He already told you he thinks he's the greatest player ever already. And I expect nothing less from someone who's poured this much into the game. But another championship at the age of 40 as the second best player, that's allowable. That's allowable. So as I sit and I watch the offseason play out. LeBron's now allegedly. LeBron's now reportedly negotiating his contract with the Lakers. Is this how he lays it down to find his way into San Francisco to play with the Warriors? Is this a way for him to see what they're offering him, to see if he wants to go play in Colorado and play with the Nuggets? LeBron's got a couple of places where I think he can go where that organization is on the same timeline that he's on. That list is very short. Cleveland is not on it. Been there, done that. I think that thing is it's lived its course. That's my personal opinion. I think this thing I think this goes as far east as Colorado. If LeBron's going to change teams, it's going to be to a team that he can win a championship. Period. End of story. He's not changing teams to lose in the play-in. And then I also think he's not going to Golden State unless they can get their hands on Anthony Davis. Because if you can roll out Steph Curry, I think I would guess Porzingis or Przinski, LeBron, Draymond, and AD. That team's competing with anybody. I don't care. I don't care what you say. I think the Wizards are more focused on building young, and so having Trae Young, no pun intended, with Alex Sarr, with the number one pick, I think that fits more what the Wizards want to do. I think the Wizards would love to get the 13th pick for Anthony Davis and the injured body and contract of Jimmy Butler. I think they would love that. Because I think they would then turn around and trade Jimmy Butler for pieces. I think that trade works for both teams. And if you see that happen before the NBA draft come next week, which I'm going to do in some way, shape, or form, I will be live on this program doing the draft. I don't know if it's necessarily going to be at a bar or if it's going to be with my people from the Sporting Tribune, but I'm going to do something live during the NBA draft. Because if Giannis gets traded, and if that turns out to be San Francisco, if that turns out to be the Warriors, then definitely, I know definitely Bron's going there then. Tito wants to know, what's the deets on the USA viewing party at Liberty Station? We're still working out the details, man. It's I do know that we will have something on the 29th of June. On the 29th of June, I will be part of a watch party for the Men's World Cup. Now, what team that'll be, I don't know. I do know that that is the first round of the elimination games. So the party will be during the elimination games. We're waiting to see who will be participating in that particular game. But there will be something thrown on the 29th with your boy hosting. So I hope to see all y'all there. Great show today, man. Great show today. I appreciate everybody who dropped in. Shout out to Tito. Shout out to Mexica. I'm just going to call you Mexica. Double M forever. Biggie. Whoever you are on Twitch. Oh, yeah, we got a second person on Twitch. I hope those people are following me on Twitch. If you guys have a Twitch account, go follow your boy on Twitch because I think you'll be the first. I got to go over there and check, see what's going on over there. Excuseless Runner, shout out. Crystal Davis, shout out. Raiders versus everyone, shout out. B. Thompson, as always, shout out. Shout out to the Rigby family. I love all this, man. I really do. I love coming here every day. I love talking to y'all. I love chatting to y'all. We keep it short. We keep it sweet, but we keep it honest. I'm John Brown. Until next time, man. I'll see y'all